Hi, very good morning to each one of you. Thank you so much for being here. Friends, we'll begin in a minute or so. The session, we're just waiting for everybody to join in. So, to tell you something about myself first. I come from a finance background. I did my BCom honors from Delhi University. Then I did my MBA finance from Nasi Monji, Mumbai. Worked in many companies, different profiles, research, investment banking at one point of time also. So done the corporate side of things, and now more focused towards the personal finance and advisory part of it. So seen the best of the both worlds. I know what is required, what are the skill sets which are required in both sides of things. But before we begin the session, and we still have a minute to go, there are one or two things that I would like to share with each one of you. This is based on my experience with working with very senior level top executives, and their experience. Of course, we always make it a point to discuss, to share, and to, of course, make it that it trickles down to each one of you who's here. So sharing is caring. I always take it that senses. So, so one of the things is always is to have the right attitude. What do I mean by attitude? That you have the passion. You've taken something, try to search for a passion in it. Because if you're passionate, then you're not worried, then you are not concerned what the other person is saying, because you are passionate. I think you're doing it in the right direction. You have the conviction with you. And also along with it, you are someone who will be a solution provider. Nobody has the time. People prefer, if I want to I want to appoint someone, I look at the right attitude. I want him to be a solution provider up to the extent, basis of his experience, but that's going to help me to, ultimately solve the problems of the organization much faster. Right. So last week, in fact, I just wanted to share this definitely before we begin the session. I met a C-level executive last week. And one of the things that he was discussing, and I could resonate that because we've gone through the similar kind of things in life and all of that. So he said, I basically categorize people in 4 buckets. So the first bucket is one who is someone who just is working. He is directionless, right? You give him a task, he will do it. He might be very efficient to do it, but that's it. The second bucket is one who does a task, has the right attitude, yes, but is also, able to find gaps, find out because, change and improvement is consistent. So he said, gaps find karta hai, but that's it. The second bucket guy or girl is not a solution provider. The third, coming then to the third bucket, right attitude, finds gaps, finds things which can be improved, and also finds solutions. So I said, then the third bucket, the journey ends. What is this fourth bucket for? He says, sir, the point was, he told me, Rishi, 90% of people are good at, bringing out solutions. But they're not people who are really there to take the action. So changing of the mindset, it's very easy. You know, when we deal with consultants will always tell you, this is the thing in your organization, you have to change this, that, technology changes have to be brought in, audits have to happen, this, that, around the processes. The point here aata hai ki, but they are the ones, it's easy to explain someone what is required. See, if I am today, the voting season is going on right now. It's very easy for us to tell what the government should do and what they shouldn't be doing. But when you're on the other side of the things, there are too many things that you will look at. So that is third bucket. And he said, I always try, if I'm lucky, I hire a person who is third bucket and I try to push him to the fourth bucket. What is the fourth bucket then? The fourth bucket is right attitude, finds gaps, provides solutions, and is action oriented to the task that is given. If he tries to solve the problem at his own end, he told me, I have lesser problems at my end. I don't have to then look at the day-to-day organizational challenges. I'm more towards strategy to growth because I'm representing the executive in front of the board. The board doesn't really like if I'm too much involved in the operations side. So that's a kind of a thing which is it's something which is coming from a very senior guy. Reason being because that is what is required. You know, that is what is the industry today is looking for. So I think it's good time that we should begin our session. Just a starter. I hope that is okay with you. So yes, just give me 1 second. So is my presentation visible to each one of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I think I've already done my introduction. With more than 15 years of experience in the finance industry, I've worked across the corporate finance and now focused on the personal finance. I also am involved in training CFP candidates in investment planning module and the estate planning module. So that is also part of my things that I do at ICFP. So let's begin. CFP certification. So I've titled the presentation today, which is Master Your Expertise to Seize Top Opportunities in BFSI Sector. Right. So what I'll try to do today is I'll try to link CFP, the requirement of CFP, and how does it really, get ironclad. It's actually a lock in the BFSI sector. So let's understand the entire process. Before even I go into that, I would like to take a couple of minutes to just discuss the India story. See, you guys are ones who are, maybe you guys are working, you guys are freshers, and you're looking at the presentation today, definitely from what's in for me. So before even we go into that, and of course, our presentation will have the Q&A at the end to solve all your queries. And whatever is left after that, you will be shared a number where you can call our expert career counselors who can guide you to the right path and decision making. So the India story today. India is right now in a bullish cycle. That's period. So what's really happening there? Because we need to understand that, and then only we'll go to BFSI. Fifth largest economy, yes, 3.8 trillion, close to that, 3.8, 3.9 trillion right now. Couple of months back, we had outplaced United Kingdom, given their inherent problems and things. I think the government is again now in minority. The Labour Party is going to come back again. So Brexit and all the things are still moving. But India is right now very clear that yes, UK is out of the system. Germany and Japan is what we are eyeing. So right now at 3.8 trillion, according to S&P, these are global research organizations, credit rating agencies also within it. So they've got a lot of businesses. They say, one of the reports says that India is going to be in the third spot by 2030. So one point is third spot. Second point is the economy will not remain 3.8. We need to grow. So S&P puts a figure which says more than $7 trillion is going to be the economy. Sir, please understand, India is such a large country, right? We have so many banks, so many branches. You would think, yeah, itna to kaam already aa gaya. And I am looking at a sector, BFSI, what will I really make out of it? Sir, the economy sorry, ma'am, the economy has to double from here by 2030, not 230, 2032 or something like that, right? So that really means we need double the things, double the capacity. In BFSI, double the number of banks, the double the number of activity, double the number of credit, uh, which is credit which is given to corporates, right? Credit growth double honi padegi, right? So all the things have to double. So that itself tells me that yes, I am right now we guys are right now very lucky to be in this scenario whereby India is growing rapidly. And that's why I said India is in a bull cycle period. This doesn't happen on its own. It will only happen, and that is happening because India is growing and it is expected to grow mota moti more than 7% by, I mean, for on an average basis, CAGR 7% till the time India gets to the third spot. And think about it, friends. This was not a scenario before. Before 2010, what was the case? Or maybe before, more than earlier before that, what was the case? We were growing at an average of 3 to 4%, right? That is a kind of a growth rate which today Pakistan has, right? So 3 to 4% doesn't really get us. It took us 50 years to reach this. Maybe not 50, but I would say after independence, it took us more than 75 years to reach this space. And now we are only talking about decades. 1 decade, 8 years, 10 years, things are getting doubled because you are now in the momentum. So that's why I said bull. Forex reserves, 620, and I think even more than that. Of course, it goes up and down, but mota moti it's plus $600 billion. 1991, friends, I was in school at that time. We were at $1.1 billion. We were just looking at when is the bankruptcy going to be declared, right? So my dad used to tell me, India is in a very bad state. I used to not understand at that time, but now I really realize sitting at 1.1 trillion today, 620, and it is growing. World investors want to invest in India. Not only FII, not only hot money, but long-term money, right? India's inclusion in the fixed income indices, right? Inclusion in terms of the government securities, G-SECs, that is a very big thing, friends. We are looking at a very big amount of money that's going to transfer from world to India because of that. Not hot money. It's going to be long-term money, which is going to which was going to be brought in India and invested. Absolutely trickling is going to happen. If economy is doing good, GDP is doing good, reserves are doing good, absolutely, companies, the confidence of employers is at a very high thing. Same ways, consumer confidence, we look at we track these numbers, and consumer confidence is at a very high. Today, I personally speaking, I would not defer. If I want to buy a house, I'll go for a loan because I can afford it. My corporation is doing good. Why should I not go with it, right? Because I'm in the BFSI sector. I'm not in the IT, which is right now not really doing very well. So this was the first time, if you look at it, just see individuals who are declaring, in their tax returns, they're filing incomes of plus 1 crore, highest close to 1,70,000 people. Where were we in 16, 17, just 68? So it's almost triple of that. And this is going to go up, right? This is only people who are declaring in their returns that, yes, we legally earned more than 1 crore income and ready to pay taxes on it. So this is what is the macro side of things that I can show you. Naturally, this is going to elevate my investments. It's going to elevate, it's going to give confidence to people to invest their money. What really happens over here? Mutual fund industry, 56 lakh crores is what we are sitting right now. Expected, they say 90 lakh crores. I think this was from Jefferies, but I feel it's going to be even breaching that. The industry thinks Jefferies is just, the numbers are older. It's not, it's going to be more than 100 lakh crores. Where were we in 2012? 6 lakh crores. Because the Indians have right now acknowledged the fact that, yes, money is required, investments are required. We need to grow the increased cash flow into wealth. COVID was an eye-opener that, yes, you need funds. We can't be dependent upon loans, right? SIP accounts, again, will show you the same trend. 7.9 crore SIP accounts. How much is 7.9 crores, right? It's not even, what is the population right now? It's plus 140 crores, right? So how much is 7.9%? Not even 10%. And I myself have, if I ask you, I have at least 10 accounts of different SIPs which are going. So this number might be, if I take it a minimum of 2 SIP accounts people are having on an average, this is around 3.5 crores. Nothing, minuscule. And this 3.9 is leading to a 56 lakh crore AUM. So you've not even penetrated anything. We've not even there, right? SIP contributions are increasing. Again, the same trend. Everything looks very positive. Demat accounts, again, people who want to invest directly in funds, directly in stocks. Yes, Demat accounts have increased. Of course, mostly I will have one. So this is, of course, penetration is around 10%, I would say. But in SIP accounts, we are under-penetrated. Insurance, we are heavily under-penetrated, friends. So this is the India story. It's in bull. We are in bull. And I would not, it's very easy to look at maybe, a trend which is for a decade or a 2-decade trend. See, it's very, for me, being someone from the finance industry, I can break down data into decades and try to find out things. But this is maybe people might not be convinced that, yeah, who knows what happens after 2030? What happens after 2035? If I have to enter a career, I have to enter into BFSI. I am looking forward till the time I get retired. Absolutely, sir. You're on the right track. Your mindset is absolutely right. That is the same question which I will have. So now the next slide, friends, tells you something different. I am here talking about I am talking about a shift which is a permanent shift. It is not a decade shift. It is absolutely not a temporary shift. It's a permanent shift. This is a shift which happens when economies start rolling, when they get growing, bull. And this is a long-term scenario which I can see, which we in finance industry are seeing right now, and that is what we are trying to communicate over to you. Firstly, benefit from the demographic dividend. A young population which is hungry, right, for employment. When they get employed, naturally skill sets are improving. So naturally the kind of packages they're looking are better. So that opens more hands in India who are available for being employed, so that economic activity increases. And ultimately, this demographic dividend is going to be a major factor to take us from 3.8 to plus $7 trillion GDP size. Strong economic growth, I already told you, plus 7%. Yes, it's a good growth rate. But the idea which is that, it has to be consistent. We are looking that it will be consistent. Inflation is a problem, yes, but RBI is doing a good job, fairly good job, I would say, in controlling it. Increase awareness. The new education policy says that, yes, bring financial literacy within schools. Why not? I never had it when I was there. I only got awareness, knowledge from when I was, studying business studies. That was the first time, or for what my dad used to tell me about stock markets, and that's about it. A little bit on the economy side of things. Growing requirement, yes. If Indians earn more, they would require investment products, ideas, strategies. How do we really design things? Yes. Diverse client base. It's a myth that clients are only right now in the metros. Not at all so. Those are gone days. I know people who are operating from smaller cities, tier 2, tier 3, are doing very, very well. Because people in these cities also have work and they are earning very well. So life is out of metros now. I can guarantee you on that. Depth in financial markets. See, we can do CFP, we can do a lot of strategies, but if we don't have Indian-based solutions on this, I cannot expect my client to go and utilize that strategy, incorporate that strategy in the US. India has all the world-class investment products today. There is depth in the financial markets, right? So that is also has that problem is out of the place forever. World-class investment products. I again told you, I have flexibility of advising many products to my clients. Technology innovation. We've seen how fintechs are working. They're working very brilliantly. It also adds to me as a financial advisor because I can always incorporate tech with my work. So this is a long-term trend, which I'm quoting to you. It is not a 1 decade. It's not a 2 decade. It's a long-term trend which is there. Next slide, friends. What is CFP? Let's just introduce that first, and then I'll go to the other things here. Gold standard certification in personal finance. What does it really mean? If someone in this world wants to do, let's say he says, I want to get into financial planning, financial advisory, investment advisory. I'll show the different kind of roles that you can get into the BFSI sector, which is banking, financial services, and insurance sector. Just to inform you on that. What really happens is, if you want to be an expert, a world-renowned expert, I would put you, it is you have to do the certified financial planner certification. You have to get the certification mark. It's an international certification offered by the Financial Planning Standard Board USA. See, we all know it very well. Finance courses coming out from the US are the best, best of the best. Europe is later, Asia is again later. American finance courses are the best in the world. Once you complete your CFP, you can use CFP certification, the mark after your name. The board allows you to do that, authorizes you in fact to do that. This certification doesn't come so easy. You have to go through, the education and training, practice, and ethical standards. Ethics is the foremost thing in this industry because we are supposed to handle clients and we have to look at our main aim is client first. Top choice for investment advisory services across the BFSI sector. If I see two CVs, I will always prefer one who's a CFP because he's an expert. I only have to train him. If he's a novice, he doesn't have any experience, but he has the skill set. He has been tested, right, by the Financial Planning Standard Board. And it's also that you also have a scope, you can go for a corporate job, you can also start your own advisory. Ultimately, all in all, what is the message I want to give you is this. Upskilling improves career prospects. If someone who is in the industry, upskill yourself. If someone who wants to enter this particular BFSI sector is in boom right now, you want to enter, do that, but come with right qualification and you will have a fast track career. Trust me on that. Let's go to the next one. Okay. Mere words don't really matter much. I always go with facts. And what do the facts tell me? What does the data tell me? If I compare, 6 points to select the right financial advisor, CFP has an advantage across all parameters. Who are the advisors? Who are the investment advisors, financial planners who are available in India today? You have CFPs comparing against RIAs, which is Registered Investment Advisor by SEBI. You can get yourself registered, of course, after some requirements, which is education, experience, and certification. Mutual fund distributors, bank relationship managers, and who all do we have? I haven't put in the insurance advisors, but you can take it almost similar to that, and chartered accountants. None of them possess a specialist certification in personal finance, which is with CFP. He has a certification, which is a globally recognized certification. Globally means 27, the most developed 27 countries in the world recognize CFP certification. He can provide holistic goal-based financial planning. Holistic. RIA can also provide, yes, both of them are good at that. But yes, MFDs, RMs, and CS don't provide holistic financial planning. And I'll discuss what is holistic. It's like you have to give an end-to-end solution. It is not that only for tax, for a chartered accountant, you would only go, let's say, for the taxation matters. What about your insurances? What about your succession planning? What about your retirement planning? Who's there to help you on that? Nobody, in fact. Multi-product advisor. You will be trained on all the different products. It's not that you are only dependent upon, let's say, equities. Why not fixed income, real estate, REITs, alternates, PMS services, everything. Rigorous standards of competency. This is tested. The board ensures it is tested in your journey when you're pursuing your CFP. Disclosures, client first, so all that is there. So advantage is certainly the weight is towards CFP when you compare any other advisor. And this is a very important thought, which is now being increasingly registered in the mind of HR teams at corporates that yes, this is the case. This is the best guy that we want here. Now, coming to the fitment, I was discussing about the fitment initially, but just to add one slide on that. See, any certification on any kind of program, if it is not adding value to the industry, the life is going to be short, right? You can imagine in the sense that okay, fine, you are a specialist at a field, but you are not really creating value for the different stakeholders within the sector, then that is not a very long-term story. So my point to again and again emphasize is that, it's a long-term story over here. It's not a short-term story. Okay, so what does it really show? Elements of value. CFPs, yes, are creating value. They are foremost in creating value in the BFSI sector. How? Just to put points on this, for the public, for basically the clients, what's really happening over here?
अरे
The certified
एक बार
request.
बिट्टू से बात कर, क्या कह रहा है? मैं कोई मीटिंग में हूँ.
Can you just mute?
Hi, Rishi. Rishi, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Kanhaiya. Thank you. So coming back to this point of what value creation are certified financial planners doing in the BFSI sector for the clients, right? Firstly, it's basically in terms of that they provide the best advice, and they are empathetic to your point. They will give attention, they will listen, they will try to, show appreciation. We are trained to do that. We are trained to, discover the goals of the client, to take him to the next level, to try to do his behavioral coaching, because that is only going to uplift him. That is going to bring the right thought in his mind that, yes, I can also become good at what am I doing. Why not? I can also focus on my work because there is someone who's available, who's constantly, he is the one who's looking after how I am performing in terms of my financials, what is happening to my financial position. Same way, the public, the clients, in fact, in terms of ethics and compliances, they know that a certified financial planner is a trustworthy advisor. He is being, monitored by the board. He is specialist at, compliances, and he is someone who is only looking for client first. It is only client's interest that he is trying to address over there, right? So कहते हैं ना हिंदी में कि सबकी भलाई में अपनी भलाई. So that's the kind of a thing which the board expects every certified financial planner to do, and that is what is the value. This is the differentiation which you would create, and this is what is highly being recognized by the industry today. Coming to firms know very well that, when it comes to products, when it comes to advice, no better candidate, no better expert than a certified financial planner, because you will have the right knowledge, the right skill set, the right credibility and trust. When you take your, I'll tell you, when you take your card with you, and it also has a CFP certification mark along with it, you're meeting an HNI, you're meeting someone who has a lot of wealth. He will try to work back. He will try to go and find out what does it really happen. So he will try to find, he will see there's a professional body which is overseen by a board which is based out of US. There are more than 2 lakh people in the world who are certified financial planner specialists. There is recognition, there is credibility attached to this certification, right? For firms, again, as I mentioned to you, compliances, specialist at compliances, right? So firms know very well that, if we are giving a client to a certified financial planner, we can trust his advice, we can trust that what is he doing, and we can trust the way he's going to handle these clients. Yes. So that's most important. And for regulators, specifically regulator, I would mention SEBI over here. SEBI knows, and definitely it's being recognized by SEBI that yes, certified financial planners are ones who are ethical in their business. They would not go for, let's say, pushing the client to sell existing investments just for their own business. They are more towards goal-based financial advisory. So there is value creation, friends, across stakeholders in the BFSI sector. And that is what is it is going to make this profession for the long haul. It's not 1 decade, it is not 5 years. As I told you, there is no burnout, because we are supposed to continuously create value and get the right fitment. That's why it's going to be fitted exactly perfectly across stakeholders, which is clients, which is organizations, which is regulators. That's it. Okay. So career opportunities for CFP professionals. Now, what career opportunities are available right now for CFP professionals in BFSI and apart from it as well? Investment consultancy. Why don't you become an investment advisor, right? Wealth manager. Wealth manager would be because there would be a certain ticket size. You would look at, let's say, plus 1 crore kind of investments from a client. Private banking. You can always join a private banking department of any of the private banks and public banks and financial institutions, because this is an upcoming business. Because Indians earning more, they are looking for these services because everybody has limited time. Why not use it to their skill sets advantage and leave the rest to people who are experts at that, which is banks, and in them you have CFPs and other professionals. Portfolio management, right? Financial advisory services, tax planning, retirement planning. Retirement planning, friends, is the biggest goal. It's itself a business for people. I know so many financial advisors who are only, they are only focused on the retirement side of things. You can always go into insurance sectors, right? Both GI and LI, which is life insurance and general insurance. Financial products designing, marketing. Something different, which is estate planning, because succession, again, I would say is a very critical part, right? Everybody, your clients would have earned crores and crores of rupees, but if it doesn't go to the next generation peacefully, smoothly, I think the job is not done there, right? Let's not take our disputes. Let's help our clients so that their disputes do not go out in the public or to the courts. We are capable enough. We should help our clients. And this capability will only come in when you pursue the CFP certification course, because you have estate planning, succession planning as a module over there, right? So many career opportunities for CFP professionals which are available today. Now, let me give you details about what is there in the CFP certification. So what is required? Let's just discuss that a little bit. One thing I think I already mentioned to you, recognition in 27 international countries, which is there. One USP of this certification is this: it is a unique 4-in-1 certification program. Now, what do I mean by this? As you move in the journey, let's say you've completed with level 1, which is the level 1 level. It's known by the board as investment planning specialist. So once you clear that, you get a certificate where FPSB board recognizes that yes, such a such gentleman or a lady is an investment planning specialist. You can always start using that for your advantage. Why not? I started using it when I cleared my level 1. Ideal. It actually addresses career aspirations for students, because they are getting into the industry. They want to get into BFSI. Why not have this expert certification with them? With professionals, because they want to upskill themselves, they want to raise their career. They are maybe at the middle stage where things are becoming a little more static. Let's make it more energized. Independent financial advisors. Why not add more verticals? Why only be focused on, let's say, mutual funds or insurance? One kind of product. You've deep dive, you've done that, but why not? Today, everything is, clients want multi-services. They're not looking for one. They want one-stop shop, which can help us address all our concerns and, free our time, right? Bankers, insurance agents, as I think already mentioned to you. Duration is 6 to 12 months from start to end. It is basically, mota moti, on an average, our students, they clear the entire thing in 1 year's time, which is for the regular, where someone is going for all the 4 levels, right? So I'll come to, there is another way in which you can approach your CFP certification, but which is known as the fast track pathway, but I'll detail about it in some minutes of time. Just hold on for the moment. Okay, eligibility. The eligibility is just that you have to be 18 years of age, 10+2, no restriction on streams or percentages. The board recognizes that, we would not restrict at that point when someone wants to join, because, it's more of, you can't really judge a person at 10+2. The mindset changes, the mindset evolves as you move forward. So why restrict someone at that? I think that's the kind of a mindset. To get the CFP certification, friends, the mark, as I call it, which you can use with your name, you have to have 3 years of work experience in the BFSI industry. But there's an alternative. We were discussing about students. So if student doesn't have an experience, not to worry at all, because you can always practice under you can do 1 year of supervised articleship under practicing CFP. So that also is sufficing. Board accepts that. So you will be hired as an intern with a practicing CFP. You see, there are 2 things. One is, you are being trained, you will be getting experience, you will be getting the certificate, and of course, he's going to pay you also for the work that you're doing over there. Curriculum. Now, coming back to the curriculum, I think I did some small inputs here and there, but let's discuss the curriculum for a couple of minutes. Level 1, friends, we have 3 modules, which is personal financial management, IPAM, and regulatory environment. Now, personal financial management, friends, makes you understand how do you assess and very critical things, which is the net worth of a person. So we, on the corporate side, we look at the net worth on the balance sheet of a company. Here we are going to look at the balance sheet and the net worth, and we're going to assess the net worth of an individual. Ki kitna paisa hai uske paas? Is he more? Let's say he's got a house of 1 crore. Out of that, 80 lakhs is loan. So his equity to debt ratio is very much distorted. He is too much dependent on servicing that loan, right? Maybe a huge amount of his income goes into that. So that is not an ideal situation. So you will be able to assess that, right? Make budgets, understand the cash flow of a client, time value of money. How do you really mathematically compute goals today? You can do that. You can predict what is required after 20 years of time. How do we really try to fund it? Strategies can be developed on that. It's a very interesting course, I would say, the PFM module. Second is investment planning. You will be trained on all the asset classes, equity, fixed income, gold, real estate, alternates, all of that. So what's going to happen is, and within the asset classes, products, behavioral finance, you will be even taught about what is portfolios. How do you make a portfolio strategies? How do you balance portfolios, right? Mutual funds is also going to be a big part of your curriculum. Regulatory compliances, yes, you'll be trained on different regulations in India, which are right now being practiced, so that you become the one that is required by the regulator and the organization, that you are good at compliances. So that's why that this module addresses that requirement of those stakeholders there. Coming to level 2, we have 2 modules, retirement planning and tax planning. In retirement planning, friends, which I would say is the most common and the biggest goal for everyone who is sitting here and in India and everywhere in the world. We all have to retire one day, right? Of course, we might not retire mentally, but yes, professionally, of course, many of us will be retiring. So the point there is, how do you really help the client generate a corpus, right? And accumulation strategy, I would say. What are the various investment products which are focused on retirement? NPS, PPF, EPF, right? What is gratuity? What is superannuation funds? So we'll be discussing everything in length, each and every point, each and every strategy is going to be discussed. Coming to the withdrawal strategy, right? After retirement. So how can I really compute what is a corpus which is required for my client or for my dad, let's say after, if he's right now 50, 10 years ke baad mein, how much is required? What is the requirement of my family? I can do all of that mathematically, yes. With reasonable, of course, I will have my stress test, but I can always make a very good complete picture end to end out of it. Then can I make a bucket strategy for a client? Can I do an SWP for a client? So all that strategies are going to come to you in retirement planning. Tax planning, friends, all the 5 heads of income you will be trained on. Of course, here we'll not go to as much as depth as is required in chartered accountancy, not at all at least, but to a reasonable extent, yes. Because, when I'm advising a client, I learned these things when I actually went into the certification. When you're advising a client, I will not wait to understand the tax impact later when he's going to make an exit. I will have to decide on it today that yes, I have to ensure that, the client doesn't really pay a lot of tax on it, because I will try to design it in this sense. It's his hard-earned money, right? So why to go for, products which are, let's say he's supposed to pay tax at 30%. Why can't we can change it, from a 30 to we can do a tax deference strategy. We can do a lot of things with that. So everything is going to come to you. You will understand the dynamics of how, strategies can be made. Coming to level 3, insurance and estate planning. See, friends, insurance, we've seen in COVID how things really went bad for many people across us. And you might have, let's say, crores and crores of wealth, but we also have to protect its downside. How do we do that? Insurances, right? We have a business, we should insure that. I'm in a profession, I should do a professional indemnity. I have a house, I should insure that. Life, car, everything, GI, LI has to be there. Life, it's very uncertain. You never know what happens, So in estate planning, as I think I've already given a sense on estate planning to you. So let me go to CFP final, which is the level 4. In this, friends, the board ensures that you are the right product which is going, or the right candidate with the right expertise who's going to the market. How does it happen? There are two aspects of this level 4, friends. The first one is you have to submit, one of them is in fact is you have to submit a 360-degree financial plan to the board, which is in fact a case study, right? So that has to be submitted to the board for approval. And along with that, there is a 3-hour 100-mark exam that you have to clear. Once you complete every exam across these 4 levels, you are ready to get the CFP certification mark. Now, let's discuss about why you should choose the International College of Financial Planning as your education provider for the CFP Certified Financial Planner Certification Program. Friends, in fact, ICOFP, I would put it this way, is the first and the largest education partner of FPSP, Financial Planning Standard Board. In fact, CFP program in India was brought by our parent organization, Bajaj Capital Limited. ICFP is a part of Bajaj Capital. I'm sure you guys are aware of Bajaj Capital, one of the most trusted financial services company, and we have been in this business since more than 60 years now. So it's an old lineage that we have in this business. We understood, I mean, our seniors understood that yes, there should be the best of the best advisory certification education should be brought to India, and that's why CFP was brought in. Pioneers since 2002. We have been #1 in this business. All our faculties are CFPs for sure. And some of them are even chartered accountants who all are taking our tax modules. Then you have CFAs and PhDs, and even lawyers. We also have faculties who are lawyers, practicing lawyers as well, from High Court and Supreme Court. Practicing CFPs and mentors and coaches. Absolutely. This is a USP that we provide here. That whenever someone goes to level 4, for the final level, we are going to provide him a mentor who is going to do the hand-holding so that he clears his CFP examination in first attempt itself. Just check in the market who does it. Former FPSB India Director, Madam Madhu Suna, is our academic dean. She's the program head for CFP as well as the academic dean of International College of Financial Planning. Highest number of CFPs are ICFP alumni. Consistent track record for 21 years, and our passing percentages are very, very high compared to what the board says. I just wanted to show you a few faces, few very leading, fraternity from the financial planning advisory industry in India. We have Mr. Anil Chopra, CFP, who is Group Director, Corporate Affairs, Bajaj Capital. We have Colonel Sanjeev Govila, CFP, who are alumni, who has set up his RIA firm, which is named as Hum4G. We have Suresh Sadagopan, based out of Bombay. He has set up, he's the founder of Ladder 7 Financial Advisories, again in RIA practice. We have Lavay Navlaki sir, Managing Director and CEO of International Money Markets. Very, very leading. You can go to YouTube and you can search their videos and their thought processes, and you will find too much of value that is created. I track them very much. Now, coming to study options, friends. At the moment, we used to have physical classes before COVID, but after COVID, also because of the demand, and we have candidates from all across India, I would say, all across, east, west, north, south, everywhere we have candidates from. So we are right now imparting our training in the virtual mode, which means, you will be given access to a Zoom session. You will have a session with the faculty who's going to come in. And these sessions on a weekday, they will happen in the evening, because we do understand many of you would be working professionals. In weekends, it's Saturday, Sunday, again, Saturday evening and Sunday morning, maybe 9 to 11 mostly, or maybe 11:30 to 1. So that's it. Class recordings are going to be shared. In fact, friends, you will be given access to our learning management system, where you will have an account, you will have all the sessions which are there, you will have access to lot of many things, mock tests, sample papers, news items, also what's happening, when is the next sessions happening with different stakeholders in our system, and you want to attend that for your advantage, please do that. So you'll have information on all of that. You should track that LMS on a daily basis, in fact, if I would suggest. Friends, in our way of imparting training, what we've done is we've also customized it in the sense that there is quite a possibility that at times people cannot really commit on a weekday or a weekend basis, depending upon their work requirements and things like that. So what we've also come in is there is another option which is known as e-learning. So what happens in case of e-learnings is that we provide you again access to the LMS, but in this case, you will be provided pre-recorded video sessions, which a candidate can go as per his convenience, right? So no dedicated time, but yes, of course, please go through that. It's a DIY based model, but it's not that only, it just ends over there. The hand-holding is same. We don't really integrate in terms of from which source you come. And for us, every candidate is the same. So hand-holding will be there. You will have a lot of activities which are there, which is similar to you come from any kind of an aspect or any kind of a model, that's okay with us. India's most comprehensive CFP study material is provided by ICFP. We provide you concept books, workbooks for each module, right? Group projects are there. Guest lectures keep on happening. We'll the industry from people from the industry, and you can attend them to get knowledge, which is going to be, 1 hour is going to give you, let's say, knowledge of 5 years. So that's a kind of a value pack that comes in, which you can incorporate. As I mentioned to you in the LMS, you will have access to, you can go through the recorded session so that, it is always required. I used to do it twice or thrice because you have to get clarity 100%. Mock tests are there for you to understand where are the gaps, what all I'm good at, what all I'm not good at, and then you have to discuss it with the respective faculties. Assignments are going to be given to you, which you have to do. Before exams, we always conduct doubt clearing sessions so that, even the last minute doubts of candidates are cleared. You will also be part of WhatsApp group. Feel free to put in your queries over there and they'll be sorted out for sure. Next, friends, I'll come to the fee. Now, friends, the fee of the Certified Financial Planner program, firstly, there is a fee that is charged by the board. Now, what is the board charges? For 1 year registration, there is an FPSB registration that a candidate needs to do. This is 18,000 rupees. Board also mandates that, yes, every candidate should buy their material. So which is the FPSB ebooks have to be purchased. We don't have to do it in a lump sum. We have to do it as we move in the program. So I'm in level 1. I will only purchase for that. Let me see. And then once I clear it, then I'll go to level 2. So for every level, the fee for ebooks is 6,500. For final, it is double, which is 13,000. In total gross, it is 32,500. As I mentioned to you, after every level you complete, if you're going through the regular pathway, which is 4 levels, you will have to give your exams. You have to clear those exams. So for level 1 to level 3, the examination fee is 6,750. For level 4, it is 13,000 rupees. Coming to financial plan assessment, which I mentioned, which is in the final level, the fee is 10,500 rupees. So this is the fee for when someone is, you have to pay it to the board. But as I mentioned, it does not supposed to go at one go. You have to go, you can always go stage-wise on this. Now, as I mentioned to you, there is another fast track pathway, which I earlier shared with you. Let me give a little detail on that. The board, the Financial Planning Standard Board, recognizes people who have certain eligibility, education, and experience. So if they have that, they can, of course, avoid, they can directly go into the final level. Okay, so in this case, we have what is the education that is required for someone who wants to, who is eligible for fast track. It is basically, you can be a chartered accountant, which is a full CA, or a CA intern with 3-year articleship plus BCom. You can be a CFA, a CPA, ACCA. So all the professional qualifications, which is into accounting and finance, globally recognized qualifications are entitled to, for candidates, such candidates are entitled to straight away go with the fast track pathway. Also, members, who've done advanced wealth management course from IIBF or Institute of India. Yes, you can always, of course, and most important, every postgraduate, which means, any kind of a postgraduate which is into economics, commerce, and maybe an MBA, I would say. For an MBA, I would certainly like to highlight, you can come from any stream, be it finance, marketing, a mix of that, minor majors, or even an HR. You are entitled to straight away go with the fast track path. This was a recent addition by the board, and I think that is fairly good because and what really happens in this case, what you then have to do is you will also, along with the education, have to have an experience, which is 3 years of experience in the BFSI space. If you match these requirements, level 1, level 2, and level 3 is something that you can you don't have to really go for that. You have to straight away go with level 4, where you have to submit the case study and the final exam, and you will be entitled to get the certification once you clear both the aspects. The fee for the fast track validation is 5,000. So in validation, what they do is they try to check your documents. They try to track back whether yes, the experience and the education you're showing is all okay. It matches their criteria requirements, and then for that the fee is 5,000. Now registration plus content. For this, friends, the fee is 34,000 rupees. Again, as I mentioned, in final, you have to go with the financial plan assessment, 10,500, and the final exam fee, which is 13,000. So this is as far as the fast track pathway is concerned. Now, coming to the study fee of International College of Financial Planning. See, that the fee that I mentioned earlier, Ankur, I'll take it up I'll take up this in detail later, but let me just first finish this because there are a lot of other people who have their queries. So I'll take it up. Don't worry on that. Coming to the CFP study fees at ICOFP. Now, friends, when I say virtual learning, e-learning, you can understand virtual is where the faculty comes in, instructor-led classes, e-learning is recorded classes, and then there you have the fast track pathway, which is only level 4. The fee that we charge for virtual learning sessions is when you add all the 4 levels, it is 80,000. But if in 4-in-1 kind of a study plan, if you take it, it is 60,000 rupees. In this case, what really happens, you have to pay us 10,000 rupees, and the balance we can help you get it funded in terms of 6 interest-free easy EMIs. Coming to e-learning, which I mentioned, recorded classes in level-wise total, it comes to 60,000. 4-in-1 is 45,000 rupees, and again you have to pay 10,000 rupees, and the balance can again be you can fund it via a easy interest-free EMI. Fast track pathway, there's a flat fee of ICOP fee of 35,000 rupees, where you have to pay us 5,000 as initial installment, and then rest can be arranged as 6 easy EMIs. So this is the fee structure of International College of Financial Planning. Now, I have almost more than 100 people who are here and who are attending the session on this Saturday morning. So yes, I do have an offer for you for sure. This is a webinar offer for the day. Flat 10% discount on fee across virtual learning, e-learning, and fast track pathway. Along with this, friends, I think I mentioned to you regarding the FPSP content, which is supposed to be purchased mandatorily. We will be providing you with discount coupons, which is going to help you save 50% of FPSP content. This is again an offer in the webinar. Please take it because you don't normally get it. It is only for limited people. We just have limited coupons. We don't have too many coupons for this. Along with your CFP journey and your CFP certification persuasion, we will also be providing with you NISM 5A, which is mutual fund distributor. Someone who wants to pursue that along with it, very good, please do that. We'll be providing you with 15 hours of video lectures to help you crack that exam, and 7 hours of premium recorded lectures for how to learn the secret of stock trading. Both these courses, friends, we offer to people for 5,000 rupees each. This is coming free of cost today to you. So there is a 4 offers which are giving you today, not 1. And I even mentioned that coupons are limited, so first come first serve basis. So in a nutshell, if you're going for the regular pathway, friends, you can save as much as 32,500 today. So that's the offer. As I mentioned, interest-free student loan can be taken after your initial payment of which is 10,000 for regular and e-learning, and 5,000 for the fast track. Easy EMIs. And friends, this is the number of our advisors, 9711 437779. So you can give them a call. They'll help you with everything what is required for getting yourself registered. Kireya, I'm done with my presentation. With this, friends, I'm done with my presentation. We can take up your questions, and so we can. I think we can first take up the chat questions, and then we'll take up. You guys can raise your hands, and then we can take up your questions one by one. Right? So let's go by. What was the first question we had? Ankur says, please explain the fast track once again. Okay, Ankur, let's go back and I'll again give you this idea of this. Ankur, basically the board says that the candidates who are having the requisite education and experience. So education, I mentioned to you, in terms of, professionals in accounting, which is global recognized professional certifications as well. Plus, either you are a CA or a CA inter with 3 years of articleship and BCom, or you are an MBA in any kind of a stream, or you are a member of IIBF, or let's say Insurance Institute of India, you are a master's in commerce, that also. So you have the requisite education and you require 3 years of experience in the BFSI space. If you have these two education experience, you can straight away enroll. You guys can, people who have this can straight away enroll to the fast track pathway, whereby they will only have to study for the final level and submit the financial plan for assessment to board and give the exam. So this is, you get a direct entry to CFP final level if you have the eligibility, which is education and experience requirements. So I hope I've answered your question. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll go to the next question, please. 1 second. CFP alone is good, or should I do CFA? See, you can always pursue as many as courses, my friend. But I think I would also like to, there is one more question also, so I'll address both these questions together. See, CFP and CFA, both are the best of the best courses when it comes to finance, which both of them are coming from US. CFP, friends, is focused on the personal finance side, which is financial advisory, financial planning, financial, management. I would put it that way, right? And CFA, Certified Financial Analyst, is basically focused on the corporate side of things. So the profiles which you have there is, research analyst, investment banker, not of course at the start, but you will start as, let's say, a supporter to him. Research analyst, investment banker, then it also would be, let's say, portfolio manager at a later stage of life. So more on the corporate side, whereby, the idea is to help companies raise funds and company manage their funds well. In case of personal finance, we help clients to actually manage their individual clients to manage their individual money very well. Okay. Mahendra says education qualification is BCom. I'm LIC agent with 22 years experience. Management with fast track pathway. BCom LIC agent, 22 years experience. Experience, I think, suffices very well, sir. But I think a BCom would not suffice. What you have to do is, I would still suggest you, Mahendra, you can just share your resume with my counselor team, and they can once just get it approved. But on the face of it, doesn't look like that. Christian, you want to add something? Someone with BCom? Fast track pathway?
For the regular pathway, sir, will go.
Yeah. No, sir is asking for fast track pathway. No.
Because for the fast track, they need the post graduation, sir.
Yes, yes.
Experience
so
is good,
you
but
can, yeah, yes. So Mahendraji, you are definitely matching the experience requirement, but not education. Better to go with the regular pathway here. Postgraduate in history at 68. Am I eligible for? Sorry, with Ajay Kumarji. Hanji. History, am I eligible for this course? I'm an MFD insurance agent. Absolutely, sir. You can always go with the regular pathway certification. Absolutely, and increase your verticals for your business, which is, right now I think it is only focused on mutual funds and insurance. Why not get taxation, retirement, succession planning along with it? Do the complete planning, goal-based. Fee for final exam. Fee for final exam, sir, is 13,000 rupees. Fee for final exam. So I think Kanai has already answered. Sanjeev Kumar Datta, profession, you are in the profession since more than 25 years and now senior citizen. Has any rebate of fees? One time in total, how much you have to pay to get the CFP? Sir, no rebate from the board. And I think our offer stands very well today. You can take the benefit of this offer. You can even save on the 50%, up to 50% on the FPSP content fee. So I would suggest you can call up this number 9711437779, and they'll be, our expert counselors will be there to guide you. Net cost to be paid for experience pathway after discount. Experience pathway, basically, I think what do you mean by is the challenge pathway, right? If I'm correct.
Yes, fast track.
Right. So 1 second. So net fee is going to be, Krishan, can you advise him what is going to be net with today's offer?
Roundabout to be 95,000, less than 1 lakh rupee overall, step by
Yeah.
step.
For the fast track pathway, yes.
Yes,
So,
sir.
yeah. Sir, I've done my Shikha says MBA Finance CIIB and working in Agriculture Bank of Punjab Government first 10 plus years. I'm eligible fast track. Absolutely, Shikha, you're eligible. And you can even check for CIIB. Krishan can guide you very well in terms of, I think there's some discount which is there for CIIB people who've cleared it from the FPSB board. So I
Sure,
think
sir.
Krishan can guide you better. Shikha, just Krishan, you can share your number in this group so that people, or maybe this number.
Shikha ma'am will call
Yeah.
you after the webinar.
Absolutely. Are advisors available on weekends? What time should we call? Yeah, they're available today and tomorrow. Please, you can call up Subhashish, no worries at all. ICWA inter also eligible for fast track? No, not really. ICWA, it is basically for CA inters with articleship 3 years and then BCom. So Mr. Joshi, we'll have to check what other qualifications you have, and if they suffice, yes, then you can go for the fast track pathway. Okay. Am I missing any other? I think I've tried addressing many
No,
of them.
you have already covered, Rishi, all the questions. So
Yes.
friends, if you have any question, you can also raise your hands. I'll unmute you one by one and you can ask your question directly from Rishi.
Yes, Mr. Anadurai. Good afternoon, sir. You can unmute yourself and then raise your question, sir.
So one question is, if I fail in any exam, so sir, there is no limitation on the how many attempts you can take the exam, but yes, you have to pay the examination fee every time you appear for the exam.
Can you hear me, sir?
Absolutely, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we
you are
can hear
very loud
you.
and clear.
Yeah. I'm a graduate and mutual fund MFD for the past 10 years. And if I would like to complete with CFP, what may be the total cost involved, sir? Can I have a split up? And what will be the discounts and etc. rebates, all those things? Can you please mail it to me, sir, to my mail ID?
So certainly it will be done. Don't worry on that. You'll get a mail after this session from our team here with all the
Yes.
details. But what you can sir also do is note down this number, because once you read the mail, you have any queries, you can always contact back my expert team over here.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Thank you.
Adarsh, part-time MBA and been a part-time MFD for 3-4 years. Am I eligible for fast track? We'll have to understand what do you mean by part-time is basically distance learning.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. And part-time MFD. So that is which means we'll have to see what is the experience level over there to see fast track, I would say. So you have to just share your, you can share your resume with us and let my team just have a look at it. Prashant is asking, Krishan, that is the fee inclusive of GST? Yes.
Yes.
It is all inclusive, Prashant. Yashika Divedi, there is no limitation on number of attempts. And the examination for level 1, 2, and 3, they happen every month. Four is 6 times in a year, every alternate month. So you get 6 attempts in a year for 4, and for level 1 to 3, you get 12 attempts. What is the role of CFP in hedge funds? Role of CFP in hedge funds. See, if hedge fund is someone where he has funds to invest, right? And if let's assume that the fund that he has, of course, I would say a core portfolio would be for the aggressive strategy, which is into stocks, also into alternates and some other things as well to get higher returns. But there could also be a possibility whereby, you have a certain portion of the fund, or maybe certain investors who want to go for, let's say, less risky kind of products. So a CFP can always be an advisor and be part of the team of this hedge fund investment team, basically, whereby he can help in devising these strategies and also, help him in the terms of the tax part of it. So this is what could be the role of CFP in hedge funds. Difficulty level of course on a scale of 10. I would put it as I think if you're comparing, I don't know, but if you say 10 is the most difficult exam in this world, then I would put it is around, I would say around 6 is what I would put it. Any additional advantages of all modules instead of experience? See, Krishan Kumarji, advantage is that, I have this question, which is a very common question that comes across to me. I always tell them one thing. See, if it's been like, let's say, you've done your last studies is like 10, 15 years back, and then the people feel there's a need that, yes, I need to refresh everything once more. Yeah, let's do it quickly. I can always complete my CFP. I've had people who completed in 6-7 months also. वो कहते हैं कि यार let's do it, refresher हो जाएगा. And the other aspect is that no, I think I'm good enough with that. I will straight away go with fast track. So it depends upon what's your requirement. You want to refresh, you can go with the regular pathway, do it quickly, of course, or you can straight away land into the fast track pathway. Pritish Soni, 1 second. Can you help us with the pattern of exam in fast track pathway? Thanks in advance. Pattern of exam, Pritish, is same for every kind of a pathway. The final exam, everybody lands there. So I'm from a regular pathway. I did in regular because I didn't have an option that time of fast track, though being eligible for that. So the question, the exam is same. It's not different for a regular pathway and for a fast track pathway. It's a 3-hour exam, which has got 25 conceptual questions, and then you have a case study for 75 marks, and you have to get passing percentage in both these sections. Once we clear it, will the institute help us in getting article? Absolutely, Nikunj, there is no doubt about it. We'll be helping you with that. We'll be helping you getting aligned to one of our alumni, in fact, practicing alumni. Absolutely, Ramanji, you are eligible. Please get in touch. I think my team is going to get in touch. Krishan, please call up Ramanji when you get time.
Sure, sir.
And he will be, you're eligible, sir. Definitely. Pulkit, I think I gave you that insight very in the beginning that, if you are someone who's a fresher in MBA finance, I did my MBA finance, Pulkit, long time back, 2006. See, if I'm if I'm from, let's say, from a top tier B school, then so it's okay. But if I'm someone who's maybe from a middle level school, getting a job, and not even getting a job, you may land a job, but does it really become a career for you? Idea is not to get a job, idea is to make it a career, convert your job into a career. And that is only going to happen when your CV adds the weight that, yes, you did your MBA finance and now you've moved. You are someone who's passionate on finance. You've done your MBA. After that, you've pursued your CFP, you've completed, which means you're getting towards the expertise side of things. You're not looking at something just like a journalist. right? You're getting towards the expertise. There's nothing better. If you're getting into, you're doing CFP, you completed, उसका मतलब बड़ा clear है कि आप personal finance में expert हो. इससे better expertise नहीं है. So then you will have to go with, you want to add something, then you will go with different, what things like आप FRM करो, आप फिर कुछ, but आपकी requirement के हिसाब से भी. But that gives a weight. It gives a very strong message to the recruiter, to the HR of the recruiter, that yes, this guy has an expertise in his hand today. Recertification may there is a concept of 15 CPD points, which is continuous professional development points that you have to earn every year. That happens basically by attending webinars, reading journals of the Financial Planning Standard Board, and then you don't have to give your exam. Once a CFP, you are a CFP for life, sir. Yes, there's an annual membership whereby you have to renew it. It comes to around 10,000 rupees. So any further questions? Authorized person experience. We have faster maybe marketing and MFD since last 6 years. And I'm authorized person experience. Okay. Support for getting placed is one. Krishanji.
Yes, sir.
Also, in fact, of our CFPs, and they come to us to discuss in terms of where their business is right now, what they really want to do with it. And we also, in terms of, because we get people, we are connected to the industry, so we get someone connected to somebody else. So I had one last week visiting us who had a requirement. He wanted to start something. And there's another one who landed a few days after that saying that I want to also start. So I just brought both of them together. They're now in the initial stages of thinking about what is the idea. How do they want to go with this fresh, proposition to the market? So we are a close-knit community, the CFP as well as the in the advisory side of things. So of course, placements and other supports are always there. We'll be there for you. Don't worry. To Gajanan Ji, I have MBA marketing, coming back to your point, and I'm MD since 6 years, also having authorized person experience. Do I eligible fast track? What do you suggest? See, again, I said, Gajanan, the decision is yours. If you think that, you want to get a refresher, then go for regular pathway. And if you feel that, no, I think 6 years is not a long time enough, and I did my marketing, you feel that, you did marketing, you want to add the finance weight into it, advantage into it, then go for the regular one. If you think, you can manage it out, then go with the fast track. We can help you with the decision making, but some thoughts has to come from your end. Amol, it comes to around 95K. Around 95K, all inclusive. Mota moti, less than 1 lakh is what Krishan mentioned to you, to the others as well. Komal, absolutely. Absolutely. Because if you're in your graduation, see, these days, it's only very, very top colleges. In fact, in Delhi University also, it's only, I think, only 4 or 5 colleges where you have placements happening campus. And this year, to wo bhi low hai. But otherwise, you don't have really good placements. And as I mentioned to you, you're not putting that impact. It might take you 5 years to actually, for your company to recognize that, yes, this is someone who is there and, he's really pursuing it with us for this long and he's thinking of a career. CFP Komal is going to give you that. It's going to give that message, strong message to the BFSI recruiters on day one itself, that yes, this person is serious. He's done this expertise for a reason, that he wants to be one of the topmost advisors when it comes to advising clients. Shikha, the starting package without any experience at the moment. Okay, thank you, Komal. Starting package without experience at the moment is around 6.5 lakh rupees. No experience. Experienced candidates, of course, that depends upon how many years of experience, what kind of a vertical they've addressed before and all of that. But starting is 6.5 minimum. So I think we've answered a fair bit all the questions today, and it was extremely well. I think the session went up very well because seeing in terms of the questions you were having, Nikunj, CFA or CFP, that depends upon what is your liking. You want to, let's say, interact with clients, advise them, strategize them, and also make it a second career after you retire. Then that is CFP. And if you want to get into corporate finance, where you have to work with raising capital, seeing the capital is being utilized efficiently, and those things. But then, of course, after retirement, you don't really have. You might be a consultant with a company, but that too also is for a limited period. Normally, private corporates, they don't have. Very few people are there on their advisory boards, but for that you have to really be at a very senior level and with very good connects. Hey, you can always be an advisor after you retire. That yes, okay, fine. That is my plan B. I also have it as a plan B, of course. Masters in psychology, Pratish, we'll have to check because this is not I think I mentioned masters in economics or masters in finance. Psychology, there's no connection, Pratish. So you will maybe have to go with the regular pathway. Yeah, that is absolutely fine, but the education doesn't match. Yes, Nikunj, what's your question?
So the basic query was that many people currently they are going to pursue CFA instead of the CFP. So that was a basic confusion, right? That which one would have a greater impact in the coming future, because CFP it's not actually recognized at this moment. If I talk about like in colleges or anything, many people they prefer doing CFA instead of going for CFP at this moment.
See, Nikunj, at the end of the day, I have to do a SWOT analysis on my own. Right.
Right.
So I'll be looking at a couple of factors if I have to deep dive into it. One is going to be my capability. CFP is, as I think somebody had asked this question, rating on a parameter of ranking. I mean, parameter of 10. This is 6. It's a much easier course as compared to a CFA. That is point one. Second is the ROI is much better compared to there. Because if you are, let's say, you are in the levels you're taking twice or twice you're taking, and that is going to be too much expensive. So the ROI is better here. The third aspect is that, as I mentioned, capability wise, if you think that, I can complete this course and I can, get into, see, I showed you BFSI is rocking right now. It is in bull.
Yes, sir.
And you get this certification, you are sure you get it, you have that kind of a capability. So you get an entry over there, you get an experience, and after that, why don't you pursue your CFA? So it gives you the best of the both worlds. That's fine. I see experience in working with these leading banks in India is recognized world over today. If you go and you say, I work with one of the, let's say, for example, I'll just give you this example. Let's say, you worked with one of the leading wealth managers in India today. Any of the wealth managers, I'll not name anyone, but just you work with any one of them. And then you did your CFA or something, or maybe, some other finance course or maybe some other higher specialization. Maybe you even went for let's say a PhD in finance with any of the leading universities globally. Then you recognize that, yes, I had these many years of experience because that is required. So you can take it in that sense. What if I pursue a CA, which I'm not able to complete? So if I'm a CA, I'm not recognized. So everybody should look it from that angle. See, when you're mentioning to me, Nikunj, that campuses, yes, I also go to Delhi University. I see that. But point is this, it's a trend that's been brought in. This was a trend when I was when I finished my 12th. What was a trend at my time? We didn't have CFA. I'm talking about 2004. What was the trend? So I was told, and I saw everybody was doing chartered accountancy. I also landed into that. But then I changed my course. I said, "Nahi yaar, this is not accounting is not my cup of tea. I am more of a finance guy, I feel like." So I went for my MBA finance. I left it in the middle because my calling was a little different. I said, "Nee, I am more towards, I want to get into, meeting international clients, traveling, and trying to get solutions, trying to connect strategies. That is what is my thought process. I am more of a consultant part of it rather than an accountant part of it. So वो आपका liking है. And after that, when I did it for so many years, I thought, nahi yaar, something new has to come in. Okay, I said, again, that liking for that client facing is always there. So let's do CFP as well. So ये point है. वो आपको देखना है. Don't go with something that everybody is doing and maybe nobody is trying to get out of it. You have to be someone who's, doing something which is different and the point is you're going to land anywhere in the BFSI only, and it is booming right now in India. I showed you that, right? So
Yes,
we
sir.
need more banks, we need more wealth advisors, we need so many things. And Julius Baer, just read about Julius Baer, each one of you. Julius Baer is getting mad. They were never in India. Now they're increasing their presence. I think they recently opened their office in CP in Delhi, and I think one of them called me also. I said, no, I mean, I'm not coming, but I came to know that yes, they were based only out of Bombay, a small office. Now they're increasing in Bombay. They're moving to Bangalore. Delhi, they've now set up. They're even setting up something in. I think Delhi is going to cater to Gurgaon, or maybe they might have set up something there. Julius Baer is a globally recognized wealth advisor. That's it. Okay. So I hope I've take your best decisions, but articleship Shika is 1 year. Yes. I think Muskan has already answered. Good. Thank you, Muskan. So I think we've had a fairly good session today. A lot of interactions, a lot of things. So I think I've given the seat to you. Think about it. Go for the best for you guys. And if you are coming along with us, I'm sure that we'll see that you complete your journey as soon as possible. Okay, the handholding is going to be there. So on that note, thank you, each one of you, for being here on this Saturday. And of course, in Delhi, it is election day. Thank you, Kanaya, Christian, and Muskan, and others at ICFP for the invitation. And
Thank you, sir.
so
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much, Rishi. Thank you so much, everyone. And signing off now.
all the best. Bye.